Hello, skills class. I am going to take a few minutes to walk you through the location of your FEMA IS courses. What I've done is I've switched the view in Blackboard for our course from editing mode so that I can see more like you do as far as the approach to the course. Anyway, when you should come in, the course should now open to announcements since everyone has taken the 3-question federal test. Next, you would click content, and right now I don't have the weekly folders up. I can show you those in class if you remind me, but I don't want to freak anyone out. So instead, I'm parceling things out a little at a time since we just received the iPads. So what you do is you click on this helpful EAM 3003 links and resources. The reason I named it that is because the Blackboard people in the Office of Information Systems are adding student resources to Blackboard shells. So I didn't want those to get confused if they add one to this course. So you click on it, and then you have information. The first one is about Wednesday workshops, and those are for skills and capstone students, but they're actually for all emergency management students. We discuss ePortfolio, we discuss the Gallup strengths, and experiential hours and reflections. So all the topics that we touch on in skills and capstone, but it's also beneficial because students can ask about other classes like doctrine, or a legal ethical class, or anything like that. We can talk to, you can talk to me, and you can talk to each other about things like that. So that is a side benefit that I've seen happen. Okay, so you have the workshop info. Here's your FEMA IS course folder that I'll come back to. You will do presentations. It's one of the things that employers and internship providers are looking for, that ability. And I've had students that absolutely detested it in the past, and they make weekly presentations now in their job. So that is a skill that you have to have. You don't have to love it, but let's get you at least, get it where you can handle one when you're called on, because you will be. Also, there is an APA and grammar resources folder, and this is on the student success site, where we have the link to the Purdue OWL APA help, Grammarly, which you will actually utilize for one of your first assignments. It's free, and it checks your grammar if you have not used it. Also, Dr. Chen and I created a couple of documents that tell you kind of an easy workaround for using APA citations. Then there's a link to articles, and there is an online and in-person writing lab at Tech, and here are the instructions to access it. And then a couple of things that we will talk about in class, photo citations for your presentations, and a lot of times, especially when we have people with emergency management experience, we get asked, okay, so why can't I use my personal life experience in this paper? And the reason is that people have to be able to access your sources when of any research-based paper or presentation that you do. And we'll go into more depth. This is a really good article on the APA blog. This particular writer who answers this question is excellent. I like her answers, and to me, they're pretty straightforward and easy to understand. Okay, so we're going to go back up to the IS course folder. So let me get back to our course. Okay, you click on it, and there is a list of what is in this folder at the top of the folder. Then most of you have your FEMA student ID or SID number so that you can take tests. That's there. This is a Word document that lists all in one glance, one picture. It lists the courses that are part of the professional development series, and it tells you everything you need to know. It links to the class. It tells you the date that it's due, and how many points and experiential hours that you can count for that particular IS course. So I encourage you to open that and save it. Keep it handy, whether it's electronically or hard copy. And then I give a little more information about the FEMA IS Professional Development Series, and you also need to take a look at the NIMS IS courses. We will do that, but first I want to make sure everyone has the Professional Development Series under their belt, because that is required for this class. Okay, so that's your your one-page overview. Next, this is the experiential reflection template. And what the template provides is various options. It's actually really user-friendly once you open it. If you already understand experiential reflections, the purpose and what they are, you can go right past that explanation here at the beginning. Talks about format, why we do them, and then I go into templates and examples. So if you are going to do a single experience, a big exercise, or a particularly difficult FEMA course, or ICS 300 or 400 training in the classroom, this is probably a good choice for you. And the template lets you just basically plug and play. Put in your name, whatever incident or event or exercise, the date, and then these are just prompts that will help you do a quick summary, tie it to your learning and your skills, and then a brief conclusion. Artifacts, that is just current lingo for evidence. That's certificates, photographs, videos, sometimes letters, like a letter of appreciation from a county judge or a governor. And then that is, you want to have those for, it doesn't have to be for every reflection, but you do need to have a good number of those for your portfolio that you'll be developing while you're in our program. Then I go and give you an actual example where I pulled together some information from former students, and then I basically tweaked it so that it's usable for you. So you can read it, you can then use your own language. Then I have another template. This is for multiple events. So for example, I've had students that do some of their IS courses in this chart format, where they put the course number, the name of the IS course, the date that they complete it, how many hours, which is just the CEU, Continuing Education Unit, is what the FEMA people call it. And then they did a reflection, just a brief summary. That's perfectly fine. This is good for things where you do a list of very similar things. But I want to emphasize, you need to use the names of your IS courses, because even people that have done IS courses and know what they are, that are out in the field, a lot of times they haven't done them in a very long time, or some of the courses. They stay on top of NIMS. But anyway, you want to spell that out because it lets them know what type of training and information you received. Anyway, so there you go. You've got templates, examples, and explanations of experiential reflections. It's just that simple. Now, there is a folder with the deadline and the information for each of the required FEMA IS courses. So, for example, the one that was due last night by 11:59 p.m. is the IS 230 Fundamentals of EM course. In this folder, you will find a link to the course. All right, and I know most of you, if not all of you, completed this, but I just want to go through the steps again. And then here's the link where you upload your certificate of completion. And if for some reason it messed up, you took a picture or a screenshot of your congratulations, you finished this IS course. You can utilize that until you do receive your certificate. Okay, so that is what I'm looking for. Now, you need to also upload your experiential reflection. And so that's why I put this folder together. The online version of the course does not have a folder like this, but some students like to work ahead. Some of you already have. So everything's here for you. And again, you just use one of the reflections one or even your own. You can do a presentation, you can do a podcast, you can do an audio, whatever you want to do to reflect on your IS courses is perfectly fine with me. Again, so there's that document that you will utilize. So I will talk about this today in class. That's my intention, for us to go over everything at least one time in class so that you see all of the various options that you have. So I hope this helps, and I will see you in a little bit. Today is Thursday the 13th, and I'll see you at 1 o'clock.